Pretty amazing. I got to tell you, when we were talking about doing this ceremony, I thought, I really hope it's not just me and my family here. You know, you always have that worry, but I'm just kind of amazed. You know, I have so many people here from so many different areas of life. I have people from the Rotary Club, which is great. Yay, Rotary! People that I served with on the park board, Scott Cross. People from the Wednesday morning group, Ridge and everybody else in the Wednesday morning group. The Republican Club, the Citizens Police Academy, my fellow attorneys, Surf Rider Cliff, you know, and Abel too, you know. Everybody sees Abel, and I got to tell you, Abel doesn't get enough credit for what he does. He really has a heart for public service. So, Abel, it's really nice to see you here. Thank you very much. So I thought I'd just, and y'all have been here for so long, I know it's right after work, I'm not going to talk for too long. In fact, I had a 20-minute speech prepared, and my wife said, honey, nobody wants to hear you speak for 20 minutes. And so then I came up with a 2-minute speech, and she said, honey, people have driven all that way. You can't just speak for 2 minutes. So I said, all right, how about something in between? So I think I timed it at 7, but now I'm all flustered, so it may be a little more or less, I don't know. I wanted to just say a couple things and tell just one or two stories that I thought were important that from the people that helped me get to this point. Of course, my wife, I got to tell you, for those people that are in public office or people who you know are running for public office, you really need to find their spouses and say thank you. Because being a public servant, running for office is very, very hard, and you have to have a spouse who really supports you, and I certainly do. In fact, I have the best woman in the world, so thank you, Carla. So I wanted to just briefly talk about how I got into law. It's not a very long story, but it's important to me. I remember pretty clearly once a while back when my dad came home and he said he had lost his job from work, and you know, I was a teenager. No, I guess I was just in college, I think, beginnings of college at community college. And I knew that upset him, and I'll tell you, instead of getting on welfare or you know, crying about it, he actually went back to school at night, to law school. And he worked during a lab during the day, and still supported the family. So as I went through college, he went through law school. When he graduated, I thought to myself, well, this is interesting. I kind of like law, and it's 3 more years that I won't have to go into the real world. So the only problem was my grades weren't all that good. So you can see in the transcripts, I went from about a C average to an A average, and I actually got into law school. Thank you, Texas Tech. I love you. And when I graduated law school, my dad and I started practicing. Now, I say that story, and some people are thinking, oh, you must have had it made. You must have come out to an already made practice. Well, that's not the way it was. My dad and I started our practice in my bedroom that I grew up in Plano, Texas. And that worked for a while. Until we started fighting over the one line we had, which was also our fax machine. And so we grew and grew and grew, and I got to practice with my dad for about 5 years until I realized Dallas wasn't for me, and I'd always come to Corpus Christi, and I love this place. So, you know, you always hear about people that want to leave Corpus Christi. I couldn't wait to get to Corpus Christi, so I finally came down here. And I got to tell this. I got to tell this next story, and Judge Klager, thank you for being here. This is why I wanted you here, because it's a story about it. I finally get to Corpus Christi. I moved down here. I don't know a soul in 2002. I go to one of the bar functions, and somebody says, well, you got to talk to Judge Klager. He'll give you some advice. So I go up to Judge Klager as a, you know, attorney, not knowing anything. Judge Klager, hi, I'm David Stith. I just moved down here, and I'd like to start practicing law. He goes, what type of attorney are you? I go, well, I do a little bit of everything, but I like criminal law. We got too many attorneys. And I said, Judge Klager, I moved here. There's no going back. I already have an apartment. And he said, go see my court coordinator, and she'll get you some work. So that's how I started my relationship here with Judge Klager, as a matter of fact. And since this appointment came about, I don't think there's been a day yet that I haven't gone into his office or he's come into my office and we sat down and talked. And it means a lot to me. In fact, we just had a probate lesson yesterday. So he's teaching me law as we go. And you know, I tell that story, but I don't want to take all the time, but I could say that about every judge in here. Judge Watts is incredible, you know, and I just want to make one note about this. You hear me talking, Judge Neal has been incredible. And you know, when I look around this room, I don't see D's or R's or I's. I see people and I see community leaders that care about their community and want to make a difference. And that is so important. And so I'll tell you what, that's what I'm striving to do, not be partisan, because I don't think you should be partisan in a judicial race. And so I'm just fortunate to have the friends in the community and the community of judges that I have. As many of you know from the different groups, I can at times be a whirlwind of ideas and activity. And I thought that would be a problem, but when we had my first judges meeting, the rest of the Board of Judges, Judge Vargas, Judge Gonzalez, Judge Klager said, "Tell me your ideas. Let's see if we can make a difference." Not one time did they say, "Ah, you young whippersnapper, sit down." And we started implementing some of those ideas. As a matter of fact, one of them, Judge Klager and I worked on that I think is going to save the county a whole bunch of money. So, you know, I guess I'll end with this. Some people might see this as the end, you know, but I really don't. The appointment to me showed that I earned the respect of the vote of the commissioners, but now it's up to me to earn the trust and the vote and the respect of my fellow citizens. So I'm going to spend this next year working hard for you guys. My door is always open, and I love for people to come in and talk about new ideas. So I welcome you to come by the court. Thank you.